Namato Ratana Tayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. So today is Saturday, 9th of May. This is Ajahn Sujan from Varapunya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. So as usual, I am here in this evening to be with you, helping you at home, to be friend with you. I do believe that you have plenty of jobs to do at home, despite you cannot go out, and plenty plans that you have to follow a day. So this is another one extra job. I hope that you can come and join with us, with me, and with everyone from whole UK and as well as abroad. So welcome and thank you for coming back again to listen to me. Hi Margaret, hi Sarala, hi Jagat Bahadur, Jeb, Linda, Colin, and everyone. Yeah. So this is a Saturday evening and the weather is not that good. It's raining, and the beautiful thing is we have cows on back of our temple, and it's beautiful to see cows around. Although I think these cows are meat cows, sad to know, but again, when you see the nature, the cows wandering around, coming to greet you, and then that's a beautiful to watch, beautiful to be there and watching cows around. And also when you go into the woodlands, all these trees that we have planted just sprouting out, and so beautiful to see the greeneries. And as the temperature is rising, these greens is just growing. With this beauty, it also comes extra job, more jobs in fact. Weeding the grass, cutting the grass, and looking after the center, the more jobs comes. And yet it's so beautiful. And in the meantime, when I reflect back in the winter time is like you don't have to weed. You don't have to worry about the grass. You don't have to worry about anything. But weather is miserable. So the situation is like that in our life too. And despite of these circumstances, the difficult circumstances we are living in, but when we have a plan and we are constantly working with the plan, then we realize that these are just another day, these are just another incident, these are just another problems and situations that we will again overcome. Whether in overcoming could be very harsh or moderate. Like this afternoon, I was so busy with the different plannings about tomorrow's events and also attending one of the meetings and giving a talk on that. And there were about over 50 people joining in. And then when I was very tired, and then when I went out to the walking meditation, and suddenly the heavy rain falls down, one mind was telling to me that now it's heavy rain, you go back to the cottage. But my mind was saying, no, I continue that until the end of my plan. So then walking mindfully, speaking with the rain, speaking with the wind, speaking with the grass, speaking with the trees, and constantly aware of your mind, how it is working, how it is engaging, and gradually it just settles down. And the rain doesn't cause problem. Wind was just another tools or another item there. Everything was mingling in, just blending into that nature. It was so beautiful, and I enjoyed. But again, the enjoyment has to end. So that's why in our life, when we can see that there's always constant change going on every single day, every single moment. So this evening when I was practicing walking meditation, what I reflected was that when I stand still, my breath is still working, my body is still working, my mind is still working. So in a conventional level that I was standing, in fact, in ultimate sense, I was running. So I was constantly moving forward, going forward. And that going forward, in a conventional world in this present moment, is ending. So things that arises, it has got the limit, the peak. And once it has got up to the peak, it has to fall gradually. And when the moment when it is falling down, that will be the cause for the another to arise. And that's how it's happening. And our life is also like that. We were very young and we were just rising. We were just coming up to the peak. And that time everything was perfect. Everything was so good. The situation, even the bad situation, didn't bother at all. But as we enter to the 40, 50, and gradually we see the changes in our body, gradually we see the changes, our perception, the way we look at things and the way we behave, the way we talk, everything changes. And that is gradually towards the fading or the ending of a new era or beginning of the new era. So when you look at the Buddha's teachings on the Paticcasamuppada, the original dependent origination that I was asked to speak in a couple of days ago, the Paticcasamuppada, it has got the two parts. One is called the sequence, forward sequence, and another one is called the reverse sequence. So forward sequence is basically because of this is causing, because of this it is arising, because of this it is arising. So because of the ignorance, karma formation is there. Because of karma formation, there is a consciousness. Because of the consciousness, there is a nama rupa. Because of a nama rupa, we have a salayatana, phassa, vedana. And because of the vedana, again, there is the tanha, upadana, and the bhava. And because of the bhava, we have a jati, jara, vyadi, marana. So this is the forward going. And in terms of the reverse of this dependent origination, simply saying, because the ignorance been destroyed, there is no karma formation. So there is no forming of any karma at all. When there is no forming of any karmas, there is no formations at all, then there is no consciousness. When there is no consciousness, there is no existence of bhava. And bhava here is a nama rupa, like that. Although in a sense, in a broad sense, we can see that these are interlinked and in one another, cause and effect, being a cause and effect to arise. One fading, another arise, one fading, another arise. So in our life as well, one after another, we are just changing from one to another, moving one from another. So in relation to that, I recall the feedback from Colin from last night. He is saying that when we were born, we were not able to walk. But as we develop our faculties, and gradually we were able to walk, and then when we walk again, we were holding our parents' hands or our brothers and sisters' hand to walk. And as gradually physicality became stronger and stronger, we were able to walk. And the same with the practice of a meditation that Colin was reflecting on, saying that in the practice of a meditation, at first it is difficult to practice, but as we gradually develop our confidence, and slowly we will be able to walk and practice meditation properly. So this is a situation that we are in, although it is hard time for us, but this has been a cause for so many good things that's happening in our life at the moment. So many opportunities been opened up at the moment for each and any individual. Look at myself. In the past, I wasn't ready to come online and giving a talks, speaking alone and on a screen. Nobody's at front of me. It's like a mad person is speaking with nobody, alone. Whereas now that lockdown encouraged me to come up online and giving some insights. And I do believe that there are so many other examples I have read, and I have got messages from so many members telling that how good this lockdown has made in their life. So positive changes take place, positive changes came into their lives. And there are so many people again expressing that how many things have changed since the lockdown, the way they look at the world, the way they perceive the world, the way it relates to the people. There was a sense of a more gratitude and appreciation with the life. And with the people, the relationship with other people becomes so stronger and stronger. And I think this is for the first time in the history that people become more aware of how valuable this life is. Even though Buddha mentioned in one of the suttas and gathas that becoming born as a human is one of the precious gifts we could have, and yet we just heedlessly going into this worldly affairs and entertaining with our senses and forget about that one day we have to leave this world for the next. And we neglect everything. We behave like though we don't have to die or we don't have to leave, and everything is for you, for me. And that's sort of a mindset we have developed over the period of time. But whereas now, since this lockdown and since this corona COVID-19, the perception has changed. The way we look at things has changed. I'm not sure about you, but definitely towards me. I even sometimes reflect, what if I got this virus and I died? I reflect on that, and then reflecting what I took, what I brought, and what I'm taking with myself. All I can take with myself is good or bad things that I have done. Nothing else. All the material things that I have to leave behind. Even this glass I cannot take with myself. It needs to be given here, left here. Nothing I can take with me, apart from things that makes good or bad, so-called kusala and akusala dhammas, that I have accumulated over the past this life. within this time. So it's up to us to think of the fruit, but it is up to us to act, making this good cause so we can have a fruit. I was reflecting the trees, and I was reflecting our apple tree. We have planted it a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years now. We haven't seen any apples yet. But we protect the apple tree by the tube, protecting from the deers, as the pigs protecting from the winds. And occasionally we go and are weeding it. So we do a good cause, maintaining this. But the fruit, giving a fruit, is based on or the maturity of this tree. But having said that, it is not that we just plant a tree and not looking after it, let it grow and then give us a fruit. So the circumstances changes, but how we behave, how we act in those situations, those circumstances defines the fruit in the future. So difficult time, difficult situation, uncertain time, and we do not know which way it is going to be. And the government is going to announce another plans this coming Monday. And there are other countries, they have already imposed another couple of weeks of lockdowns. So this a difficult time, again, what we need to be mindful that how we behave, how we are thinking. And we simply take this as an example, an opportunity as well to learn to know ourselves and prepare ourselves to let it go, let it be. And awaiting or hope for the new generation, like once the sunlight or the temperature become more hotter or heat, all the trees blossoms with the green leaves and then flowers just blossoms. Our life is also like that. We will be blossoming as the circumstances and situation will change. But until then, what we have to do is to protect ourselves. So in the protection, again, the Buddha says that since we have this precious life as a human being, we need to be mindful and using it skillfully as much as we can and making a good cause for the greater happiness in the future. And in doing so, we are loving ourselves, caring ourselves. And this loving and caring we can do is simply by restraining from anything that is unwholesome actions, abstaining from, let's say, at least of 5 precepts, abstaining from killing or harming any beings and not taking what is not given, not having a sexual misconduct and no lies, and not taking any substance that clouds our mind. And this is one of the basic practice that we can do. And more than that is to clarify ourselves, to clear our mind, so we can make a clear decisions in this hard time, becoming a more moderate in using food, using utilities, and appreciating how we can use it properly. So that's why the cause and effect is always there. But how we are dealing with that, and our life is also like that too. And as long as we are still alive and as long as we're still breathing, there will be a non-stop work going on. We are always on the move, always on the move. Although we are sleeping, our body on the move, our breath is on the move. Whether we are sitting, walking, standing, we are always forward, going forward. And this going forward is basically towards the end of our journey in this life. So we need to be mindful of that and using this time skillfully, understanding that we are going forward and having this mindset of being ready at any time, any moment. So once we have done the good cause or accumulated the right cause, then we don't have to worry about anything. Whatever will be, and we will be loving ourselves. We will be caring ourselves, understanding ourselves. And that's the teachings of the Buddha, that we have to realize ourselves, know ourselves, understand ourselves. So that is the part of the teachings that we have to develop an understanding. And with this, what happens is everything becomes a normal, and we become a part of it. Nobody is taking things for the granted. And we are taking it simply to survive ourselves, to sustain our life, so we can do good things in skillful ways of performing things. There was one question I was asked, saying that, what about our hope and aims? Hopes and aims. I never thought that I will be a monk. I had a different hope. First, my hope wanted to be a policeman, but that hope changed as I saw some demonstrations and the police sought those demonstrators. And after I changed after that, my aim became being a teacher. And never ever in my mind had any thought of becoming a monk. So I went on studying the art in art school to become an artist, drawing and sculpturing, hoping that one day I can be a good artist. And in that time again, I engaged in a football. So played football in a national stadiums. I even had a training, and I used to train my own group as a football coach. So there was a chance to be in a national league football club. But that same year, somehow, it was a call for me to be a novice monk in Buddhism. And that's how I became a Buddhist monk. And there are millions of people, those who have got these aims or a hope that one day they want to be this and they want to be that. So they join in the different discourses in different different subjects in a school, in college, in universities. But end of the day, only probably 5% of them continue in accordance with their hope. So, in my understanding, you can have a hope, but do not feel that you must be in accordance with your hope. The Buddha gave a very beautiful discourse. It's called Iddhipada. One is you have to have the chanda, the desire, the right desire to do, right desire to fulfill. And you have to work accordance with that desire. And that desire, again, once you are working with that, and there is no excuse that this is raining, this is hot, this is windy, no excuse. You're fully committed towards it, committed to do that. to fulfill your hope. And when you are working on that, again, you need to be conscious and always checking your mental state and environment, and always using your wise reflection, the wisdom part, to understand these. Because sometimes it doesn't matter how well we plan can change. Like this time, hundreds and thousands of people made so many different plans to travel to different place, different world, for holidays, for marriages, businesses. What happened with this pandemic? Everything stopped, everything changed. Even going to university, going to college, all changed. So we have to have this balanced mind. So that's why always I used to give advice that you always put the gap in between the success and your plan. So in case something happens, then you already know that, I knew that there will be something happening. So in that moment, it doesn't bring any disappointments in you, but you will have wisdom to twist and turn to get by and achieving success. It may not be as you hoped for, but at least there is a success. So like that. So that's why always be mindful on that, and always be ready to change your aims and hopes. But stick with one hope or one object at a time, and end of the day you can go and get the success. But remember, when one door closes, there are other doors opens too. There is no shutting all the doors. Always there is a second chance at all the time. When you fail in accordance with your hope, there is another door opens to you. Okay, so I offer this as tonight's reflection and talk for you all. I hope it will help you to think about it, ponder about it, and help you to deal in this pandemic, and also giving you a chance to think about it. So I end here, and as usual, again, thank you very much for coming to listen to me, and also those who've been generously offering funds and also food to the monks and the center. On behalf of the center and the monks, thank you very much to you all. May you be happy, peaceful, and stay safe. Take care.